This is a 2009 Chevy Malibu, and I'm going to be showing you how to replace the water pump. This is a view from the front timing chain cover, and you want to take off this plate here that allows access to the water pump sprocket. There's 4 10mm bolts that hold it on. Next, you're going to need this special tool that helps you hold the water pump sprocket in place while you remove the water pump. Found it online for I think 30 or 40 bucks. Basically, the 4 bolts that I was talking about that you removed from the timing chain cover, you insert them. You can see I've used this before in these spots. So this goes inside the timing chain cover and mounts to the water pump. And then you can remove these 3 bolts that hold on the water pump sprocket to the water pump. And then you can start removing the bolts from the back of the pump. This is a special tool for the water pump sprocket installed correct. Now you can remove the 3 bolts that hold the water pump sprocket to the water pump. There's little holes inside this tool that allow you access to it. Next thing you want to do, at the bottom right corner of the radiator, there's this valve here that's going to allow you to drain all the coolant out of the cooling system. Always put a bucket down so it doesn't make a mess to catch all the coolant. Next, you can remove the 2 10mm bolts that hold the coolant reservoir on and the hose that's connected underneath it will allow you access to the thermostat housing, and there's a couple bolts that attach the thermostat housing to the cylinder head. On the bottom side of the water pump, there's one 13mm bolt you can loosen. That'll drain all the coolant from the back side of the engine. Next, you're going to want to remove the coolant temperature sensor. Just disconnect the connector from it, and then unscrew the sensor. There's 2 10mm bolts that bolt on this coolant housing bracket, whatever you want to call it, up top, and then there's one you can access from underneath the car. This is a view from underneath the vehicle, and you can see that I've already loosened one of the 10mm bolts that hold the coolant thermostat housing on. With the coolant bracket loose, you can remove this aluminum line that connects to the water pump to the thermostat housing bracket. There's 2 bolts to remove the water pump. You can see them kind of backed out. There's one real close, there's one way up there. On the back, 2 more bolts on the front side. One here, one all the way up here. That's backed out. And you'll be able to slide out the pump from the back side.